the questions that I often get asked during my appointments, either with parents or great parents, is how do I teach my kids or my grandchildren about money? Well, if you don't teach your children or your grandchildren about money, somebody else will. And I don't think this is the risk you want to take. So my suggestion is start teaching your kids or your grandchildren about the value of money from their very, very little age. Teach them how to save money. Teach them how to be smart around spending money. Teach them how to put money aside and how it grows day after day. So today I would like to show you the old version of me, one of the videos that I've done probably quite a number of years ago, but I don't think I can show it with as much passion, so I thought I will show you my old video. Enjoy! How can I teach kids about money? And I thought that's a really fantastic question because it's something that we really don't talk about at all. So if you don't teach your kids about money, somebody else will. And I bet my life you won't be happy about it. So the earlier you start talking to your kids about money, the better it will be for them as adults. They will be able to handle money and manage money much better than coming from the family that avoids talking about money. So today I will be talking about kids of preschool age and kids in primary school when they just starting to look and watch you, what you do about them with the money and what it is for. Now I have a little bit of assistance because I prepared a lot of information for you. I don't want to forget, so I hope you don't mind. So when kids start, when you believe that they are at the age when you can start talking about money, we tend to introduce piggy bank. Now that's a beautiful idea, I agree, but you know, as beautiful as a piggy might be, kids really don't know what's happening inside the piggy bank. So my suggestion would be use just a see-through jar. When you see that and the kids put their coins in there and they see the money growing, in their heads they will understand the more money, the more things I can buy. It just shows the money growth, and kids can understand that concept. So I think that that's a beautiful idea. Also, set example. Obviously, the way we deal with money is through habits that we learn, that we pick up by the age of 7. So you really want to teach your child by the age of 7 good habits. Otherwise, it's much easier to teach good habits when they're young rather than try to break something that is already there. These days, we hardly use money. We use the plastic card. Now, if kids see you with this plastic card going from shop to shop like crazy, paying with a card for all the shopping, they will just think, well, this is a magic card. I can just get a card and go and do whatever I want. And that's obviously not true. So one, don't overdo it. And number 2, explain to them that this is actually not a magic card. You have to work for whatever comes out from that card. And if you don't work, magic card doesn't work. And if you spend the money, magic card doesn't work. So it's not that magic after all. Also, if kids see you at home arguing about money, they will automatically in their heads think that money is a bad thing. Money is no good because it creates all these problems between mommy and daddy. So that creates a very unhealthy relationship with money when we grow up. It's a good idea to have kids involved in any money discussions, but not when you're arguing. So avoid any arguments in front of your kids. Show your kids that stuff costs money. So I don't have young kids at home, but I've prepared a few things for you. So let's say that the child wants to buy that. And don't just go and buy it because your kid is nice and cute and you love them. You know, The kid was saving the money, make them take the $10 from the jar and go and pay for this themselves. One, they will understand, oh, $10 buys me that. Number two, they no longer have the jar full. Right now the jar is empty. Well, I need to go through all this work of saving money all over again. Do I really want that toy and then have an empty jar? So kid will straight away start thinking, well, they can put the two and two together. They smarter than sometimes we give them credit for. So yes, show them the value of money. ATM, just like this. For the kid, ATM is just a magic hole that you go, draw the money. No, again, explain to them that that magic hole only works if you work. If you go to work, earn the money. If you spend it, magic hole doesn't work at all. So this is about little kiddies. Now, if we look at children that are in primary school, obviously the language changes. So you have to, for example, show the opportunity cost. And what I mean by that, when you go shopping, show the kid that the same item, for example, rice, there are different brands and one is much more expensive than the other. It's the same rice. So sometimes you can have the same item and one company just is overpriced. So think smart and buy the item that you need for the lower price. Show them specials so they understand the reason why, how we can actually save money and buy what we want. The other thing, for example, if the kid wants to buy, if your 12-year-old says to your mum, I want to buy this beautiful dress because I want to look cool. You can say, well, honey, okay, if we go to buy this dress, you won't have your shoes to go every day to school. Which one is more important? Make them understand that if you blow money here for things that you would like to have, then you may not necessarily be able to afford things that you really need and you have to have. So they can understand the difference. Paying bills. Show them that electricity is not for free. Television is not for, some television is, but you want to have Foxtel, you have to pay for that. For gas, you have to pay. For internet, you have to pay. So first of all, explain to them that those are all services that mom and dad have to pay for and they have to work for. And number two, when you leave the room, switch off electricity, switch off the light, make sure that the water tap is switched off. All those little things not only will teach them this habit for life, but also at the same time, kids are very vulnerable and they understand a beautiful weather. They love nature. Explain to them, if you don't switch off the water, then when we go on holiday, there may not be any water in the river. If you don't switch the light, then there might be more pollution outside. Make them aware about the environment. It's really so important these days. This one is a lot of parents have problems with. I say, make your kids work for the money. Don't just give them the money just because they are your gorgeous, cute kids and you can afford it. Tell kids, look, if you help me to cut the grass, if you help me clean the room, if you take the trash out, then you will be paid commission. The more you do, the more you earn. And they will very immediately connect the dots. The more I work, the more money I can earn. And that's really setting a very good example. Avoid impulse buys. So if kids go past the shop and they see a beautiful item and they want to buy it impulsively, not only at that point make them pay for the item with their own money, but on the top of this say, look, that beautiful dress will be here tomorrow. How about if we go home, we do what we have to do, and if you want this dress tomorrow, we'll come back. So at that point, hopefully their mind will cool off, and maybe the next day they will either forget about it or change their mind. So just to teach them not to do impulse buying. And last thing that I am very, very passionate about is teach your kids the act of giving. So teach them to be aware about charities. Teach them that other people are much worse off than you are. So if you are the one that is better off, that you are able to share the money, give money to charities, give money to poor people. So they also understand that giving is not only a good thing for the person who receives the money, but also for the person who is giving. So this is what I've prepared for today. I hope it will help you dealing with money and with your kids. My name is Katherine Isbrandt, the Money Strategist. And let me know in the comments below the video which of the ideas works for you the best and which one was quite a surprise for you.